And here now to talk about the impact on jobs of the spill, the moratorium, and clean energy jobs in general is Peter Morici. He's an economist and professor at the University of Maryland. Peter, good to have you back.
Nice to be with you.
Now, tell me, the judge blocked the moratorium, but let's figure right now that the drilling will remain stopped for now. Give us the trickle down in jobs and for the economy.
Well, it's not particularly good. We're going to use the oil one way or another, so we'll import it and we'll drill for oil off the coast of Africa, an unfriendly place, very expensive. And in the end, it'll cost us more money, and there'll still be the same environmental risks.
Right. Well, what happens to jobs, because of this particular event, the spill in the moratorium? Now, you talk about, each rig worker supporting this many additional jobs in food service and other workers.
Well, if you do those kinds of multipliers, you end up with 1/5 of the population responsible for everybody else working, no matter which 1/5 you pick. However, the economic loss down there is somewhere in the range of, say, $25 to $50 billion. Some of that will be made up elsewhere in the economy, but not where those people live. For example, people are going to eat protein. So if the fishermen aren't out catching shellfish, people are going to eat chicken, so the chicken farmers gain. However, these folks won't be able to put their lives back together very quickly, simply because the old industries aren't going to come back. It's going to be years before they clean up the Gulf. And they don't easily retool into other things. So they suffer a direct, pronounced, and significant economic impact that won't go away quickly. The same thing with tourism. It's going to be a long time before those beaches are attractive again.
So we have Senator Mary Landrieu saying that this ban could affect as many as 330,000 people in Louisiana alone. Did you think that figure could be accurate?
The ban is a different thing. The ban on drilling is a very different thing. It's unnecessary. It doesn't serve a useful environmental purpose. It only hurts the economy. And those rigs will leave the country, and those jobs will leave the country.
What about the companies set to begin drilling, or do they end up folding their operations? Do you see them just moving to shallower reserves?
Well, those platforms go someplace. The rigs go somewhere.
They can't sit idle forever.
They can't sit idle forever, and why should they? There is a need for oil. The oil that was lost from this well doesn't immediately have to be replaced. It was developmental drill. It was a developmental drilling, but they will go someplace else. They will likely go to the North Sea, the coast of Africa, the Persian Gulf, and as a consequence, those jobs will leave the United States, but those platforms will get used. The bottom line is the oil companies will find oil. We will burn it. We will use it, but it'll come from someplace else, and U.S. workers won't have employment.
What is your sense of clean energy jobs? It's a central mantra of the Obama administration, and we're talking about a clean energy economy. The proponents say creating millions and millions. Those are Barbara Boxer's words of jobs. Others say it's a job killer and an economy killer.
It is a job killer to think that we can replace fossil fuels with, quote, clean energy jobs and clean energy over the next generation. Certainly, we are going to be using fossil fuels more efficiently, and to some degree, we can replace them. We can substitute among them, for example, natural gas for petroleum in the propulsion of automobiles, and we can substitute some nuclear power for fossil fuels, absolutely. But overall, it's going to be very difficult to get out of the fossil fuel business quickly.
All right. Peter Morici, University of Maryland, thank you so much.
You're welcome.